Hey there. Let's get into the messages. So I'm going to use the Kipper deck, and then I'm going to use a persona deck. Kind of get a vibe of, who we're talking about. Maybe some character traits, maybe some advice. And then, yeah, we're going to see what we get. All right. So let's just ask our angels, saints, ancestors, and guides into our space to provide love and divine messages for our highest and greatest good. We're surrounded in divine white light. So it is and so it will be. All right. Knock, knock, knock. All right. So we're going to get a couple cards out. We have the gift. Okay. Let's see. And we have bad health. Let's see. This reminds me of like the Four of Swords. So it's kind of like being in the need of professional assistance in some way, shape, or form. So this could be mental, physical, spiritual, emotional. Okay. And then I have a gift. So this could be a blessing for somebody. I have something that has ties to a main female here, younger, middle-aged female. Okay. And then I have that there's some sort of connection to, they could be a part of this or they are associated with this, and it says thief. So this could be some deception, betrayal, right? Manipulation. Someone's maybe ill as a result of this situation that they find themselves in. I'm getting these may, this all be maybe playing out right now, right? I feel like it could have something to do with like something that is in movement and is changing. So there's like changes playing out here. It's almost like a transition. And then I have a child here. This is the distant horizon one. Yeah, okay. I'm getting like she's one of the two here. Literally, she's number 2. She's one of the 2. Okay. And I'm getting like the 2 and the 4. So there's a bit of like mirroring one another. So I feel like someone could have been in a situation with someone who was very much like them. And then I have a mature woman. So this might be someone who's associated to this group, or someone's looking out for possibly a child. I have a family room. So this talks about like close quarters, right? The people that you surround yourself with. So yeah, I'm getting like this could be family here. All right. So someone might be ill and unable to take care of their responsibilities in life. It doesn't necessarily have to be a child, but I'm getting it could be a child. So there could be a bit of like, someone having to step in here. I have a mature man. So this could be, more mature energies involved here. Let's see. This could be like parents, grandparents, the family. It could be relatives or distant relatives or in-laws or something to that effect. There's like despair here too. So, and I'm getting like maybe, there was someone's like very let down here. 5 of Cups energy. Maybe somebody really made a lot of bad decisions. Okay, I feel like they're experiencing bad health. I feel like they're being seen as someone they've either taken advantage of people or they're currently being taken advantage of. I feel like it could be both. And then I have that there's someone innocent involved in all of this, and there's maybe somebody, there's change playing out as it relates to that. And I'm getting like there's like older adults involved because there's something that's affecting this child's life. Maybe where she lives, maybe they're having to take her. All right. I have a high honor here. And then I have a wealthy man. Maybe this energy is in despair because they thought that they would be of high honor and a healthy and a wealthy man. But I'm getting, it's a no. What's this? Official person. Who's this official person? Someone may have left someone for someone else. And maybe they're more like, their appearance, their credentials is more of a high honor. They're an official person. So someone's feeling like down in the dumps about this, maybe seeking some sort of wise counsel with the number 5 that reminds me of the Hierophant. And this would be somebody who knows things. And I'm getting like she can hold it down. Like she's very mature, responsible, right? So I am getting like someone is being seen as kind of a buffoon, maybe. And there's this energy of being kind of, you know, this could be like having to deal with the authorities here. Maybe they took from a wealthy man or someone of stature or business, okay, when they were running their game here. So I'm getting there could be a bit of getting caught up here. All right. There's like this energy that's sitting back and kind of like they're looking back. So it's kind of like looking back at things and like having this awareness that things are not going to be playing out as maybe someone, you know, thinks. It's almost like you saw this coming. You may have warned them about this. So, okay. Thank you. This is very helpful. There's a community involved. You know, this is like who they surround themselves with, right? That circle. So what about this community? Community, toil and labor. Okay. Toil and labor. Yeah, I bet there's something here. So what I'm getting with this toil and labor card is the community here that, you know, was involved in something here that maybe is also being dealt with as part of this unfolding. Is it's like, if you look at this picture, like they're you know, in a mechanized loom, right? It's very like back in the day, like very at risk, right? Having to work very hard, doing manual work, right? This card is like low wage manual labor drudgery with no hope for like advancement. So it's like the burdensome, thankless chore, obligations, and good intentions that are always punished. So this card can be like a negative kind of positive card depending on where and what it's clarifying. So it's almost like the comparison to the poverty card. It's like having to work hard the rest of your life. So it might have been like, this has something to do with this community. They may, as a repentment, need to, it's almost like someone's having to do like obligatory work, right? Having to work hard. Interesting. Okay. And then there's a journey. And then there's a courthouse. They may be served papers. Because I feel like there's something that they thought they were going to gain from this. And so they may be part of this, whatever illegal activity this is, whatever the legal issues are, whatever the official business here that's being handled. I feel like whatever they did, thinking that they were going to get unexpected money or benefit from any of this, okay, is what... It's like they're going to have to pay back their debt. They accumulated karmic debt. Okay, with the shenanigans. Yeah, look, adjudication. Yeah. There's, yeah. They're going to have to, you know. Yeah, and then there's a marriage here. So there could be someone got married for the promise of unexpected income. Or something regarding this, what I'm also getting, like, what this couple did for money, okay, and the community was involved. So there's this whole, like, wicked web that was woven, and everybody's trapped in it right now. Okay, they're all trapped in their own web. Happy Halloween. Okay. Goodness gracious. Main male, okay, who's the partner of this main female, okay, who are running amok, or were running amok, okay. I feel like the energy here is imprisonment, okay, paying for one's crimes, okay. I also have someone is thinking about someone in the past, memories, thoughts, feelings, emotions are all coming up. And I feel like keep doing what you came here to do. I feel like they may have tried to stop you, but they've been proven that you're persevering no matter what they do. So it's like whatever you're doing, however you're doing it, they're like, how is that possible? Right? They may very much want to like re-engage here. That could be what's coming up for them at this time. I feel like you're focused on your work and your personal development. 3 and 4 is a 7. 7 really talks about personal development. And what you're here creating. Okay, so, you know. It's like you will remain a mirage. Okay, courtship came out officially. Yeah. All right, I feel like they're going down like... They're going down like a box of chocolates. 13, 33 on the timer. House. Yeah, someone may be thinking about how they can kind of like get back into these good graces here. Okay. Because they know it's ending where they're at. Okay, we'll get one more row of these. I have expectation, right? Sudden wealth, right on with the sudden wealth. Number 11, you could be seeing 1111 a lot. That would be a confirmation, like everything's playing out exactly how it's meant to be. Sit back, relax, and watch the show, okay? That's what you're meant to do. To sit back and attract, okay? Working on that vibration, right? Being like fearless. Okay? Because you have nothing to fear. Like, it's getting taken care of. No doubt. Okay? So, just, you've done your part. Yeah, here's an ending here with the coffin. Or someone could be very unwell here. All right. And maybe this is leading to some sort of transition of some kind. And then I have a false person. You know, there's this energy. This could be, you know, who's transitioning as a false person. I feel like, you know, we have, you know, things are catching up in whatever way it needs to catch up to them. You know, like that's beyond any of our control. Okay. But I would get that whatever this is, things are coming to an end. All right. And all their motive was great fortune, okay? There's this, like, blessing that they were chasing. So, you could hear about, you know, you could receive messages about what plays out here at the end of the game. At the end of this level, should I say. I'm getting, like, here's like if you were to get like some sort of recognition, here's the recognition. This is recognizing that you understood your own value and your own worth. And the only way really to align you with this was to experience what you experience. And it's not with lack of empathy, compassion, or, you know, any of that. Like, I feel like you've gone through quite a bit of a process. And as a result, like, you turned something that was very dense, very heavy, very difficult, very emotional, you know, innocent people, like, were probably involved. And there was a lot of scheming, plotting, and planning. And it was very malicious. And it was premeditated. And so I'm getting, you turn this situation from lead to gold. Okay, and so there's a lot for you to be very proud of. Okay, so this is a time to say, like, good job, me. Okay, good job, me. So I love that. I thought we would get a bit of, like, personas to go along with this to see what we can add here. So let me just kind of get some cards. So I wanted to talk about these cards because it talks about the zodiac, and then it also talks about the house, okay, the house that the sign is in. And so I wanted to go over a bit of house themes. So for instance, like on this card, it says Pluto in the 4th house, Cancer, I feel. And so the 4th house, Cancer, is home and family. Okay, so that's one of the house themes, okay? So this would be home and family. Like, there's been many homes and families affected by, you know, this plot, plan, con job that everybody was playing, okay? There was, like, many strings attached, okay? Like I said, it was like a web. It was like a wicked web. All right, so we're going to get a bit of some messages here. So let's get the first one out. Bohemian. This talks about you love participating in all types of social group activities, but you abhor herd mentality, which makes you fascinating and draws people into your sphere. Mars in the 11th house, Aquarius, I know. So 11th house is friendship. Okay. This talks about like ambitious, superficial, goal setter, hard to read, impersonal, idealistic, influential energy. Okay. That very much could be representing this energy here. Okay. So I'm going to put this here with the main female. Okay. Because I feel like someone thought that they were the ringleader. And I'm getting, no. It was this energy. It was this main female energy. I'm getting like somebody wanted what you had. And so they thought they would take it for themselves. And I'm getting that was the plot and the plan and the con all along. And they involved this masculine, okay? Flip and switch the roles if you need to. I'm reading like what I'm getting on the cards in this moment. So they courted them. God in the middle. Venus in the 5th house, Leo, I will. So 5th house is pleasure, okay? So yeah, this was a sensual exchange. This was about performing. It was about artistic expression. It was about having many admirers and being charming and craving acknowledgement and attention. You may want to be the center of your lover's attention as they are the center of yours. There's nothing you love more than showing them off for everyone to see. So it's like there was a plan to kind of show them off to make you jealous. Okay. And then we have deep spiritual partnerships. Neptune in the 7th house, Libra, I balance. Again, friendships. Actions that demonstrate your unconditional love must be balanced, or your giving impulses will make you a victim of those who take advantage of your offerings. This is like the center point of this reading, okay? They were using each other to extract, okay? They're like, they take advantage of others, they take from others. There's this like draining somebody energy. I'm getting one of you was very trustworthy and gives more than receives, and this was exactly what they needed. They needed someone who they could hide under, right? So that they could continue to do whatever they want to do and however they want to do it. So it's kind of like what someone would absolutely adore about you, someone else despises and is jealous of, and as a result, they plot, plan, and deceive. And I'm getting that's what this whole situation was, is like to manipulate, control, and dominate. And you could have been the one that was trustworthy, gives more than receives, even a bit of perfectionist, maybe unconditionally loving, seeks spiritual connection with others, dreamy, and you tend to bring out the best in others. So maybe somebody thought their britches were a little, on fire because of the love and the energy source that you are. Like, look, see that light post? That's like you, okay? Like you light up the whole damn street. And so sometimes you attract moths. All right. They're like, it's almost like they looked at you as if you were prey. Okay? I feel like they look at everybody that way. Okay? Because there's this like pretending to be what you're not. So they can't be vulnerable, they can't be real, and their reality is distorted. All right? So it's almost like it's almost like you don't even know like who this person is. It says moon in the 10th house, Capricorn, I use. 10th house is using social status. An emotional need for acknowledgement. Yeah, so someone clout jumped. Okay, someone thought that appearances would be better elsewhere. Maybe someone received some sort of advice accordingly. It says you have a strong need to be recognized for your professional achievements, which are many and varied. It's important that you love what you do. All right. They could have come after your business. Someone who's popular, charismatic, responsible, loves to work, honors the family name, publicly influential, overcomes obstacles. And then I have walks the path between worlds. And it says Pluto in the 12th house, Pisces, I believe. The 12th house talks about unconscious. This placement demands complete surrender to source and tuning into your greater being. If you drift off this path, you will invariably be rerouted to it. All right, so this talks about clearing karmic debris, debt, highly sensitive, spiritually attuned, feels inadequate, hides emotions, observant, moody, not trendy, and relates to societal outcasts. Raise your hand if you're sure. Oh, yes. So this is someone who could have strong abilities here. Okay. I'm getting this is like this gift here. All right. Any other things you want to clarify? Maybe the community was involved in trying to affect someone's work here. Emotionally predictable. Moon in the 6th house, Virgo, I analyze. 6th house is health. We experience many fluctuations in the areas of health, work, and the ability to serve to others, which is challenging because you crave routine. Someone could be very intuitive. Someone could be very great at finding solutions, very focused, cares for others, skilled with hands. Emotions affect health. I'm going to put that over there. So someone is needing to prioritize their health. Prosperous. Jupiter in the 2nd house. Taurus, I have, which is possessions, the 2nd house. So your driving need is to have luxurious comfort and to make people happy. You spare no expense on creature comforts, so it's fortunate you have the Midas touch. Convincing, optimistic, original, rich, thriftless, romantic, naive, generous, poetic, business-minded, materialistic, warm-hearted, and treats enemies ruthlessly. I'm getting this is that wealthy man energy in here. Okay, so they could be on the receiving end of this energy's ruthlessness. Okay, this couple here that thought they were gonna be like, you know, okay, likes a challenge, I guess. Let's see. Energetic sensitivity. Yeah. Saturn in the 12th house, Pisces, I believe. Unconscious. More energy there. So this talks about empathy makes it hard to tell whether emotions are yours or not. Be careful that compassion doesn't propel you into an unbalanced role of self-sacrifice. Right. Feel like you had to pull your energy back. All right, deeply empathic, psychically gifted, self-sacrificing, frequently feels guilty, feels emotions of others, imaginative, highly permeable, energetic boundaries. Highly permeable, energetic boundaries. Okay. We have partnership extremes. It says unequal partnerships may be a painful life theme, but these will teach you how vital it is to establish boundaries, what you need from your partner. Self-sacrificing, small social circle, honest, caring, marries later in life, loyal, fair, charitable, ambitious, tends to give power away to partner. Saturn in the 7th house, I balance. So this talks about balanced partnerships in your life and having boundaries with those partners so that things are clear and they're balanced. Yeah, 1st house is self, and this talks about someone who's impulsive, and I'm getting like they're thinking about themselves, they're thinking about new things turning them on, but you quickly lose interest. So you need excitement and drama to keep you motivated. Take care as you are an accident prone. So someone is very reckless with their energy, and I'm getting this is that mature man. All right. And I'm getting like, as a result of this, there's consequences. Okay. And there's consequences here. Okay. And I'm getting like, maybe they did something that was free-spirited, inconsiderate, insensitive, hostile, forceful, enterprising even. And yeah. Okay. I have high strung energy, Mars in the 3rd house, Gemini, 3rd house communication. This talks about you can possibly debate a topic you don't even care about just for argument's sake. So someone likes to, be right in all senses. Your confidence and punishment for learning makes you opinionated. So you could be seen as like opinionated, blunt, direct, trivial arguments, maybe back and forth, sarcastic, hurtful words. Someone who could be a writer. Okay, I feel like this could be an alert. Someone wanting to reach out and communicate and take rash action is what I'm getting here. Yeah. Unpredictable and fractured relationship patterns. Uranus in the 7th house, Libra. I balance. Past or current life abandonment requires healing around the idea of what partnership means and what is a healthy level of involvement and expectation. 7th house talks about partnerships. High expectations, chronically single, wants lover as a friend, won't take orders, detached or over-attached, feels unsafe, eccentric liaisons, looking for the exit. So someone who's like, wanting to be there for a good time, not a long time. And it's as a result of abandonment wounds that are unhealed. And then there's someone who's, I analyze. Mercury in the 6th house. 6th house is health. We talked about this. This energy is someone who gets it done. They're sociable, hardworking, clean, meticulous, attentive, and reads people. Your analytical mind and organizational abilities are unparalleled. But the secret of your intelligence is your connection to and use of your higher knowing. Look at that. All right. Very cool. Anything else here? No. I wanted to share what the difference between a zodiac sign is and a house. So with birth charts, they're divided into 12 sections and they're all called houses. These correspond to the 12 signs of the zodiac, ascendant or rising sign, which marks the first house and anchors all house placements for that chart. From there, every planet has a house placement unique to that chart, which gives an additional layer of insight. So if you get your chart done, you can further out that map. It's like a map of your life right now based on your astrological chart. Some are very telling and helpful, and some, depending on the data and who's doing the chart, it kind of depends. So it's worth an explore, though. Definitely worth exploring. You can find out some good data. Let's go. Okay, I know there's another one. Interesting situation here. I feel like, it's heavy in our energies at this time. I feel it's very, like, this is at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you've been waiting and been very patient, and you're staying out of the experience because it's not yours to be had. Okay, whatever's going on is as it relates to them and their situations. You are removed. Okay, you're removed on purpose. Continue to focus on what you're creating with your gifts. Okay, there is a community that is supporting you. All right, there is something that is going to be coming from a masculine energy potentially, or you're the masculine. There could be something that comes in that really changes things for you in a big way. All right, so feel like keep your head up. All right, number 11, significant, 5, 10, the number 27, which is also a 9, 7, okay, and 12. You could be seeing 12, 12, or 12 and 21, or 7, 7, 7. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye now.